So hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to today's Thursday Live. It is January 5th, 2023 already. So it is our first live in 2023. I am Denise Armenio, and I am a certified body code practitioner and Genius biofeedback practitioner. And I have with me Claire McIntyre, who is here always helping and such a big help working everybody's chat questions. And so we can look to work with the Genius again today. And I don't have a volunteer today. So if why don't you tell me actually in the chat? Let me see if I can pull mine up as well. Would everybody be okay with doing it as a group session again? Would that just put it in the chat box if you're okay with that? And if everybody is okay with that, also just know that it is going to be on YouTube. And I would also appreciate if we can try to see what our measurable changes are. So for those that may have some pain someplace, if you want to put in the chat what your ailment is that you're looking to work on and how you would rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like severe pain. We can also rate emotional pain as well. So just put that in, and then, a few minutes before 3, if you guys can just re-rate your pain, and maybe just so it's easier at the end, if you can just say, was a neck, or I'm looking at Margaret's right now for an example, knee pain is a 6, and now it's whatever it is. But of course that would be at the end. So obviously, because we can use a pain library, I should be able to work with most of your ailments. I also want to look at and work with BioTrain a little bit today. We're always looking at BioTrain and using it for healing and working with parasites and fungus and mold, but we can also look at it for viruses and bacteria as well. And for a lot of us, many of us have viruses that are hidden, that stay dormant, like Epstein-Barr and herpes viruses and other types of viruses like that. So I just thought that might be something that would be good to look at. And a lot of you, I do know, have the BioTrain. So this will be one way that we can work with using it. So I hope that works for everybody. And I'm just going to start sharing my screen. Oh, hold on. I have to. Oopsies. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay. And so let me just bring this over. So I'm going to name our group is going to be our Thursday Live. And I'm not going to put the date because the date of birth will be today's date. And that's going to be January 5th. 2023. And we'll just leave it as female view. It doesn't affect the scan at all. So, okay, I'm going to do continue now with new analysis. So again, anybody that has the trial version, or I think all of you have the Genius in here. So this is just what we would fill in as notes, but it does not affect the scan. But sometimes this is nice. You could always put the date in and say, what we've worked with. So for example, we could put 1/5/23, working with pain, discomfort. Okay, and then we can just select begin. So now to get the recording, I will say 3, 2, 1, begin. And if everybody could just unmute yourselves, and if everybody will say their name and the vowels A, E, I, O, U, and just repeat that until the 15 seconds is up. Is everybody unmuted? I can't see that. Can you see that, Claire, for me?
They're just getting around to it. Liliana, Lisa, still muted.
Oh, I got my participants now so I could see it. All right, so Lisa and Nina, if you could just, Nina, I'm going to ask you to unmute, and then maybe that will help you. I know. And Lisa, I did the same.
I did it.
Oh, yay.
Perfect.
So Lisa, did you want to unmute, or did you not want to be part of the recording?
Might be her connection.
I'll ask her one other time. Okay, well, I don't want to, I want to get going so that we don't lose too much time. Hopefully, Lisa,
Okay.
you'll get it undone. Anyway, okay, so again, you ready? 3, 2, 1, begin.
Nina,
A,
Nova.
B,
I,
Great job, everybody. Okay, now you can mute yourselves back up again. And I'm just going to hit on the bottom left corner, voice harmonics, and that will kind of be like the homeopathic for us. It's just 15 seconds. So here we go. Okay, and I'm just going to hit next now. Everybody just also wants to turn their video cameras on. We can get everybody's picture. So I think I have everybody on my screen. So we have a few more. And here you go. Yeah, Kathy, you were just blocking it. There you go. All right, Barbara, William, Lisa, and Ileana. Oh, there's a few that just have their regular picture. Do you want to come online? I can just take it this way. It will work as best we can. So just say cheese. Okay, now I need to find that picture. Sorry, guys, not a perfect science. I'm trying to juggle different screens here so I can see the picture as it. There we go. Give me a second. Okay. So now I'm just going to hit continue here. And now hopefully the picture will show up. And there it is. Okay. So now I'm just going to hit begin analysis. And we can hit continue. continue. And now we'll just add in our affirmation. And again, this affirmation is just, it's not mandatory that you do this, but if you do have an affirmation that you like to work with, it's great to add it here. The Genius translates the written text here into a frequency, and that frequency is overlaid when you run the other scan. So it is just a nice added bonus to have. And I always like adding all energies are transmuted into the frequency of pure. So it is. Okay, I think my spelling is right in there. And you just hit OK here. And now this is a new client for me. So I'm going to go into the back office and go to libraries. Also, just a reminder, up top is where you can see what version you're running. So I am running version 16.47, just so everybody is aware of the version. If you're not on that version, this is still considered the beta version, but that is the version that we're working with.
And if the version is 16.43,
then you should be getting a note on like a pop-up at one point that asks you if you want to update, and you can say update and it will update for you. It's still good, and you can still use that. Just the next time you log out and log in, it will probably ask you to update. Okay, so I'm just going to go to libraries, and I'm going to add to client, select all, and hit OK. And again, remember that the purple up top shows the created library. So if you're looking on your Genius, created would be libraries that you created. If you haven't created any, there won't be anything here. And when you click on shared, those are the libraries that either friends have sent you or you've purchased. So we do find often that people get confused, and when they download their codes, they don't see their libraries and panic. It's probably because you're not looking under shared. Okay, so now I'm going to go into master branch. And again, I'm going to add to client. Now I'm adding to client all the master branches that I created and hitting OK. And then I also have to do that for the shared master branch. So I'm going to add to client, select all, and hit OK. And now you can see we have the banner for custom libraries. So you will only have this custom libraries banner if you've either created libraries, purchased libraries, or someone sent them to you. Otherwise, that will not show up. Okay, so now I'm just going to hit begin analysis. Okay, and let's go. I'm gonna scroll down here to the aura so we can look at our aura picture. And I just clicked on that, and we could hit begin So that's not a bad aura actually for the group, I have to say. It is a little bit pale, so we would want to see a little bit more vibrancy. But overall, I think that's a pretty decent aura. You know, maybe in here where it's a little bit black or dark, we would want that to see more of a color and not be black. And it looks like the top is compressed a little bit, and that would be a sign of like just external things are like an interference on external factors. That could be work, it could be family, it could be, you know, mass consciousness, but something external is having an effect on our aura in there. So I'm just going to back out of here now. And then we can just look quickly at what today's stress looks like. It is showing up as red. And let me just go over that for, I think many of you know this already, but for anybody who catches this on the replay on the YouTube, the Genius uses a numerical system that ranges from 0 to 777. So the range 0 to 100 is represented by the color blue, and that is observed to be chronic energetic disturbances. And in Chinese medicine, those that can often be referred to as stagnant energy or under energy. Then the next range would go from 101 to 450, and that is represented by the color green. And then from there, we go from 451 to 688, and that's represented by the color yellow. Now, remember that when we're working with the Genius, we're trying to come within balance. So I wouldn't say that there's not like a 0 point where numbers fluctuate up and down. It's just trying to reach balance. So your yellows and greens would put you more in balance, but there are times when it's important to still look at the yellows and the greens. After yellow, the range is from 689 to 777. That's represented by the color red, and that's observed to be acute energetic disturbance. And in Chinese medicine, that's often referred to as heat or inflammation or over energy. And I just want to be clear that everybody understands that the findings are not diagnostic in the allopathic sense. So you can't take information from what we're finding on the Genius and bring it to your doctor and have a comparison, because we're looking at the energetics. So it doesn't always correlate to the physical. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that. So now the next thing we can do is look at what is the today's stress for our group. So we can click on that. And we're seeing that the acid, nutritional, hormonal, these are things that we seem to have an acute energetic disturbance, which would be present. It's like happening now. It doesn't mean that we've had it for a long time, but we just have an imbalance with those right now in our present. Often we also tend to look at when we want to focus on certain conditions or issues. We'll look at the range 600 and above, which is going to include some yellow, and 200 and below, which is going to include some green. And the reason for this is when we add these items into the main hold tray, often we find that these yellows and greens might show up as high priority. And this happens because in the main hold tray, unlike your quick zap and quick balance, the Genius uses algorithms when it runs the scans in the main hold tray that looks at all the items in relationship to each other. So when you look, let's say, at bacteria right here, and I'm just making this up, so I don't know how it would look when we have it in the main hold tray, but it's possible bacteria on its own, that frequency isn't, that out of balance, that it's measuring in the red zone. But when it's looked at in combination with other items, it does become more reactive. And that can either be, very high, or maybe it'll be low at that point. So anyway, that is why we do broaden the range often to 600 and above and 200 and below. Now we can look for the group. Sensitivities is coming up for the group as something chronic. So that's something that we can look at and come back to. I want to first go into our custom libraries and just prime the group with, as many of you know, we just want to get the body to be most receptive to take in these frequencies, and the best way to do that is to clear the biofield and minerals, vitamins, amino acids. I also have some other items that are in the bioterrain priming vessel priming frequencies library that I use. But if you don't have that, again, you could just kind of work with all the items in the biofield and then some of the other ones in the body to make a similar type library. So this has 115 items in it. I'm going to go down to the bottom where we see main hold tray and all the way over to the right, hit that like play button. And I'm going to move the timer down to 1 minute and begin analysis. Okay, I'm going to run all these frequencies for just the 1 minute, and I'm going to hit play. Okay, so we all did really well. Congratulations. We all have a 64% rectification. And our harmony, alignment, and energy flow there is a little bit of a range there, but even with that range, we would still be at a 57% rectification if we didn't average them. That would be the lowest of it. So that's really good. I'm going to rescan this and then we'll just work with the highs. And I'm just going to click on the highs. I'm just going to run them for 1 minute since this is a demo. If it doesn't have a high rectification, I may choose to run it again, but let's see how we do here. Okay, and so here running the highs, the harmony is at 11%, and then we go up to a 37% and a 27% rectification. I am going to run that for another minute for everybody. Hopefully that will help. I'm not going to rescan it because hopefully we can work on getting these that are in the highs right now up at a little better percentage. So I'm going to run that, and I'm also going to run and get a glass of water because I feel my throat getting high. So I will run this and be right there. Okay, so great. So now the average percent rectification went up to 58%. And we can see that our harmony, alignment, and energy flow is, that gap kind of closed a little bit. So that's really great. And I'm really happy with that. So now I'm going to back out, and I'm going to clear what's in the main hold tray here by just hitting the clear at the top right-hand corner of the main hold tray. And then we can close this box by hitting the little up arrow by the main hold tray. And I'm going to go to our main start page, the system overview. And I'm going to click on the system overview page. And that brings us to this general overview. And so the general overview, what that does is it shows us, it basically reorders everything that was on the system overview page, but instead of having it listed by category, and then each category, each library in chronological order, it takes all the items and puts it in chronological order, as well as it also works in whatever library, custom libraries you have. And the nice thing about having all your custom libraries incorporated in here is that it really gives you an indication of overall what needs to be worked in, what we need to work on that you may not have normally known to look at, because if you have a lot of libraries, it would be really hard to look at each library before doing a scan. It would just be very tedious and time consuming. So for all of us, I am just going to take, well, we can look at the highs because what's showing right now. And if you want to look at then the reverse and see all the blues, you can hit this on the top where it says 0 to 100. And then it will give you what all the lows are. So I'm actually going to add the top 50 and the bottom 50 and put those in the main hold tray. And then for those, if you didn't want to look at anything in your custom libraries, you could hit remove libraries, and then this would just be the top and bottom items that are showing in the system overview. And we could actually now take our top 50 from this view. Never actually done this before. I've been wanting to do this, so it's a good experiment for all of us. And the bottom 50 from this view. So it's really getting what I just did was, now we have 200 items, and we have from just the main system page, the top 50 and bottom 50, and then everything we have the top 50 and bottom 50. So I'm just going to hit begin analysis here. And doing this is really going to allow you to get a good you know, mostly everything that you should really want to work on that main system page. So let's work with all, and I'm going to hit play. So we have a 30% rectification. That's not bad because we worked with all these items. I'm going to rescan this. So Claire, does it duplicate items that appear in both lists? It might. Well, it's not going to include the items from the custom libraries. But if any of the items from the system overview were in that group with the custom libraries, it might duplicate it in here.
Yeah.
I do find though that so it is possible, but you know, if you wanted to be really, if you wanted to get rid of it and you found a duplicate, you could always swipe to the left and remove it if it's a duplicate, or just kind of leave it there. I don't really get that bothered by it if it's in there twice. Maybe we need a little extra time on that item if it showed up twice. So
No, I like that. It's a good move.
so yeah, so that's my thoughts on that as well. Okay, so I am going to run it on all of them again for 1 minute. And oh, it didn't select them. So we have a great rectification on that. Wow, 71%. So that's awesome. I am going to rescan, and then I'm just going to run the highs for 3 minutes for everybody. And I really feel that this, you know, like, don't overlook this general overview. I really feel it's really important because you may be getting to a lot of those items that are the root cause of issues. And so whether you're dealing with, you know, issues in your gut or sleep issues, a lot of the things that show up as red or blue here could have nothing to do with those issues, but could be the root cause. So I really think that the general overview, working with it, is really important. So I'm just going to move the timer up to 3 minutes, and I'm going to go to high and select all of them. And now we'll just hit play. So again, really great rectification, and even on the top three, we have about a 10-point range in there. So that's really great. I'm happy with that. We can just scroll if anybody was interested in seeing what some of these other items were in the highs. I'm not going to really focus on too many of these just because it is the group. But we know that we're all needing these if they are showing up. And there's a good number of them in here, as we can see. So anyway, I'm going to back out of here now. And I am going to clear the main hold tray again. And now we can focus on some of the issues for the group. I'll work with the biotrain and looking at some viruses and bacteria that could be hidden and could be very problematic. If any of you are familiar with the medical medium, he talks about Epstein-Barr and strep bacteria that oftentimes are hidden and could be like hidden culprits of different things. So I will look at those as well as tackle the pain library. And I am confident that we addressed enough of what's on this page since we just did that other scan that addressed all those. Is everybody okay with that? So let's do the pain first. And I'm just going to add in these rife frequencies. And I'm going to add the reds. I'm going to do the 600 and above here. So I'm just going to scroll down so I can see where they are. And add all these. Ones that are yellow. Sorry, this is the tedious part here, everyone. Stiff neck, that's like me. All right, so now let's do 200 and below. If not everybody has put something in the chat with what you're trying to work on, if it's, you know, you might just want to put something, you know, I think if you don't want to write it because it's personal, that's completely fine. You could either send it to me, you know, privately, or at least think about what you want to work on, because it does bring it to the consciousness. And sometimes just bringing it to our conscious level just helps us to clear things better. So that would be my recommendation if you did not post anything in the chat. So now I have 71 items here. I am now going to go and I'm going to collect some of the things from the bioterrain. Was thinking about doing them separately, but we're kind of our time window is getting smaller. So I just want to make sure that we look at both those things that I discussed with everyone. So I just want to look, where is the viruses and bacteria? Why am I missing bacteria? Oh, here it is. Okay, so there's 3 different bacteria libraries. And we could also look at biofilm. The bowel nosodes. Why don't we look at that quickly and just take, there's only a few here. Okay, so now we can look at the bacteria, and let's take reds and blues, and I'll take in the 600 and above. And we want to go to 200 and below. Okay, and now we can look at the biofilm. So we have our Candida albicans in there, which is a big one. Let's go to our viruses. You know, I just wanted to look. Did anybody notice I was going fast? Was strep in any of these? There it is. Let's just add any of these that are, because maybe they're hiding. Dr. Deb is always great at being able to give a little better explanation on these, as she has the medical background for it. But if you don't have that, that's okay too. Oh, and there's a streptococcus right in there. Okay, so now let's go to viruses. Let's look at the common ones first. We can add the reds. And again, I'm going to do the 600 and above. And let's add in all these. I'll try to get all the herpes viruses if we can. If I miss anything that anyone wants added in there, just let me know. But, and this is just a little tedious in here, scrolling through all these.
What would happen if you tap the A to Z and then just, oh, you have, no?
Say that again. I did the reds and the blues, but I'm trying to do the 200 and belows. I was looking for Epstein-Barr specifically. Oh, and here it is. Were there any other strains of that I missed?
Herpes virus, I didn't see.
Yeah, I put in some herpes virus. And the blues I've added in here. Here's herpes virus 7. I got 2 and 1. So we got a lot of those. Epstein-Barr. Were there any other Epstein-Barrs? Let's just see. Yeah, that was the only. Okay. All right, so now we have, let's just see what else we may want to add in here. What are some of these other viruses in here? We can add the reds. And I don't know what this one is, but. And I'm going to add in our sound and colors and elements. If I grab this, the whole one, it should add all the items, and it did. So we have 162. Again, I'm not really trying to get into parasites and what in this group scan. So I'm going to go to the main whole tray now and run an analysis here. And let's work with all. We'll do all of them for 1 minute twice. everybody feeling? Everybody okay? Oh, I'm glad Margaret. Margaret said she's feeling a lot better. That's awesome. And Julie's feeling great. Terrific. Okay, so I'm going to rescan these just to see what kind of surfaces at the top. I'm going to still do all, so I'm going to be working with all of them, but sometimes it's interesting what kind of pops to the top when you rescan them. A lot of different arthritis is showing up, so I hope that doesn't mean the group of us is showing signs of that. But again, it's not diagnostic, but it is the energy of it. Oh, good. Margaret's saying, I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me, Claire? Ah, now you can. Can you hear me now? So Margaret is saying that her knee is itchy, so that hoping that the energies are opening up. Yeah, I probably a lot of things are circulating in there, so that's good. And the rectification is went up a little bit to that 28%, so that's good too. I'm going to rescan and we'll run the highs for 3 minutes. And let's just see, we have some knee injury in there, Margaret, for you. And we have some Epstein-Barr that's showing up on top. So hopefully maybe we're getting to some good stuff in here.
Back pain.
So Nina, you have a headache. Are you drinking enough water? Often I find people will get headaches when running the frequencies if they're starting to get dehydrated. You may want to turn the volume down for you for the next few minutes. You'll still be getting the frequencies through the quantum field. I'm not sure what that means. Yes and no. Was that to drinking water? Okay, so 37% rectification again. I'm really happy with that. We're getting close to the top of the hour, so maybe if everybody could just try moving around a little bit and see if you can re-rate your pain. I am going to clear the main hold tray, and I am going to just add in the bioterrain. I'm going to add in some of the these items that will help restore homeostasis, in case anybody's wondering why those say finish. Those are just good ones to add at the end. These are like your probiotics. And let's add the blue ones. And those that are 200 and below. And then I'm just going to go and add, whoops, the gem elixirs. And I'm just going to run these all for 1 minute. And then we'll look at the aura. And if anybody could just start putting in the chat, like how you're feeling, if like rate where you were when we began to where you are now. Great. Okay, so it's a little bit low rectification here. Let's just run this again for 1 more minute. Okay, so that's still a little low. On the rectification here, I would probably run that longer, but we don't really have as much time with that. But I'm looking at some of these comments in the chats, and Lisa says that her tension in her neck is gone, which is awesome. And Deborah, relaxed all over, and your pain has localized to low in the back right L4, a 2 out of 10. So great. And Margaret is feeling really good. She's grounded, balanced. The knee went from a 6 to a 2. That's awesome. And neck from a 2 to a 1. And you're very welcome. Happy I could help. And Marion, was able to join, but I'm sorry. Wish I had gotten on earlier, but takes lots of short naps, so I miss a lot. Well, hopefully you'll get on next Thursday and can get some relief. Yes, Margaret, the bioterrain libraries are available on the website to purchase. So let's just go and look at our aura now. We did work with a lot of frequencies, so it is normal for it to look a little bit all over the So yeah, this happens sometimes, where this kind of looks to me like not as nice as the one before, but this is also just a snapshot. Everybody needs to remember. I would run, more of like the, and I do want to just, let's just run, I'm going to put all the neurotransmitters and run those for a minute for everybody and see if that could just help. Okay, so now let's just close this and re-look at our aura and see. Hopefully it's and that looks much better. So I'm really happy with that. I'm glad we did run that for the extra minute. We did go over, so thank you everybody for staying with us till the end. I hope you all found that helpful, and you're gonna start your 2023 feeling a little bit better, and hopefully that helped you navigate, for those that do have the bioterrain, how to navigate it a little better, and for those of you that don't, I hope you found it helpful. Nina's asking, may I have the video? The video for this will be posted up on YouTube probably later today, if not today, tomorrow. So you can just search Inside Health Apps on YouTube, and these videos will appear there, so you can look for it. And for everybody else, I just wanted to say thank you to Connie, who's here with us, and Claire for helping in the chat. And we will see you next week. So goodbye for now, and bye everybody.
Thanks, Denise. Bye.
Welcome. Claire, how's your ankle?
It's
Is it the same?
I've been sitting. It just feels slightly improved.
All right, well,
It's good.
so, well, good. Well, keep at it. Oh, I have to stop the recording. Ruh-roh.